Hello there everyone, my name is Clink, and welcome to my Let's Play for Pikmin 4. So, this is pretty long overdue, to be honest, and saying that would be a bit of an understatement. I've put off doing this Let's Play for quite a while. If you've seen any of the streams, or really the first stream that I did, I actually talked about this game a little bit and how I have attempted to record this a couple of times. So I've played the first area of this game probably about 4 or 5 times now, but I've not gotten much further. So the file you're seeing here, this is my original file from when the game came out, and the date is when I brought it up to test audio levels on Pikmin 4 when I initially tried to record it, which is dated not long after my Pikmin 3 playthrough. So, yeah, I usually just end up, like, every time I try to record this, I'll get sidetracked with something. So hopefully this is the time. I'm recording this in January, about January 17th, and I'm just going to record it when I can. I have no idea when this is going to go up, but yeah, we're finally doing Pikmin 4. I'm going to quit talking, and we're just going to start playing. I'm going to do this a little differently from how I do some other playthroughs, or most other playthroughs of games I've done. So, I do still intend to play this game to 100% completion, but I'm probably going to skip over most dialogue and any major cutscenes I'll let play out, but most dialogue and the story, I'm not really going to put as much of an emphasis on. Normally, I kind of like to give the story its spotlight and let it do its own thing. But honestly, this is just one of those games where the story can be just in the way, in my opinion. It's really my biggest issue with Pikmin 4. So I really enjoyed my playthrough of Pikmin 4 back when the game released, which was about 1.5 years ago, as of me recording this. But I have not replayed it. I've replayed all of the other Pikmin games at least twice since this game released. But I find this one not the most replayable. But I think a lot of the game has left my memory at this point to where I'll enjoy it replay. I just have to get through that initial hump. I don't want to sound like a downer and like I'm gonna not enjoy this playthrough right from the start, but I do kind of want to give a bit of the frame of mind I'm coming in with, because I really want to play this game for the channel. Like, I really want to do all 4 Pikmin games, and you know, that way the whole series is covered on the channel until Pikmin 5 or whatever comes out for the Switch 2, which the Switch 2 just got its first trailer this morning, so I don't know any games for it other than Mario Kart 9. Or 10, or whatever they're gonna call it. I don't know. We saw like 10 seconds of it. But I've been meaning to do this for a long time, of course, and I had recorded a little bit a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't satisfied with it, and then Pikmin Squared came out, and I played that. But I'm still in a bit of a Pikmin mood, so I'm gonna play this. We're gonna have a pretty good time, I think. I have the first area in my memory pretty well, so I'm probably gonna move pretty quick through it. But if you've played Pikmin, then you probably know what's really up here. We're just kind of gonna have fun. This is gonna be my, like I said, my second time playing most of the game. Pretty much everything past the first area I haven't played since this game came out. So I'm not gonna be as knowledgeable on enemy names or treasure names or locations or whatever as I was for the previous 3 Pikmin games. But I think we'll still have a pretty fun time. So let's start this little tutorial with Olimar before the tutorial. Yeah, that's the main thing with Pikmin 4. This game is overly tutorialized. But I do really like this little opening with Olimar. It seems like Nintendo liked doing this kind of thing for some of their games that came out in 2023, since Tears of the Kingdom has a pretty similar opening to this, where you play as I guess not a different character in Tears of the Kingdom's case, but it's a little bit of an intro sequence before you get to the real tutorial. where all of Mars Pikmin are just kind of astray and doing their own thing. I honestly don't remember why they do this. I don't even remember if we ever find out why at some point in the game. We're just gonna have to find out, so this can't be a good sign. Pikmin usually don't scurry off like that. So, I'm recording this in January, like I said, but if I'm honest, my intention is to put this up in May, at the end of May, after, or early June or whatever, whenever I finish Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I haven't played that yet, but I kind of have it like planned on my play schedule. So this will probably be a playthrough that hopefully I'll have finished by the time I start putting it up, because I want this to go up consistently, and I feel like if I just put up episode 1 after recording like 3 parts, it just wouldn't get done, and I don't want to leave you guys on like a really inconsistent schedule with it. So I'm just kind of playing it when I get the time to play it, because why not, right? And I'm sure that's fine. We're just gonna have fun with it. So for all I know, I'll be recording like 2 parts of this a week, maybe 1. Maybe I'll record it more frequently than that. Depends on how much time I'm spending on projects. I'm still in like my first week of the semester, so nothing's really kicked into gear for me yet. Isn't there some Pikmin behind this? Yeah. So there's 100 Pikmin just lying around this area if you want to collect them all. Also, Pikmin 4, of course, has this new behind-the-back camera that's pretty cool. And we get to ride around on moss, which holding X lets you do your little rush. Cool stuff. I should probably actually talk about the game a little bit, shouldn't I, instead of just blabbering the whole time. And, yeah, we are just gonna go fight this one enemy. Once it's defeated, we're pretty much done with this. If I remember right, there is 100 Pikmin scattered around here that you can pick up should you wish to. I don't know how many of them I'm gonna pick up. I don't remember where they're all at, but we'll grab at least a few. So a couple other things I want to point out is I will do everything within the game, so I'm gonna play any of the little side modes. I don't think I'm gonna go for platinum medals on everything. If I feel like it at the end, maybe I'll go for platinum medals on stuff. I have done a platinum medal on everything in the game, and it's a lot easier than like Pikmin 3 Deluxe from my memory, but I probably won't go for platinum medals. We'll just kind of play them, and what we get on those is what we get. But I will collect all of the treasures to go through every side mode, every Dandori battle, every Dandori challenge, I think is what the mission mode things are called in this game. So we'll do all of those, and the little assignment that pops up somewhere throughout the game. And of course, like I said, all the treasures, all the bosses, all the caves. So we're gonna play all that. Oh, that's where I was originally gonna go with after Galaxy 2. So my plan is to put this up after Galaxy 2 as part of one of the first things that I intend to put up with the different video formats. So starting with this and whatever's going up alongside it, I'm going to do longer videos. So up till now I've mostly done like 20-minute videos, or like somewhere between 20 and 25, maybe slightly less than 20 on quite a few cases. And I decided at the end of December that, especially after I've graduated and I probably won't have as much time on my hands, that I'm going to switch to a different video style where instead of uploading like a daily video like a 20-minute video every day, I'm gonna upload like a 40 to 50-minute video every other day. So what you can expect is for do we lose some Pikmin there? Surprisingly not. I don't know if you can lose Pikmin on this. Kill it. Yeah. So this will update every 96 hours, essentially, which means this playthrough will still go on for about the same amount of time. I'll probably talk about this on Thank you, Motorcycle. I'll probably talk about this on stream at some point or in a community post. But essentially, I'm going to upload once every other day. And that video will be 40 to 50 minutes. And the game will alternate each video. So it's basically what I'm doing now. But having the frequency of uploads and doubling their length. So really, I'll put out about the same amount of runtime every week. But you can expect like 7 videos on one game in a month. So say this game's like 21 parts by the end. It could be longer, it could be shorter. I honestly don't know. This is a really long game. But that's about what you can expect. I feel like I can manage that. The reason for this is even though it's about the same amount of runtime, it's just less thumbnails and slightly other things, like all these like little things that kind of add up to a lot of time. And hopefully it works out pretty well, and maybe it might make it easier if anyone wants who's like following along. Maybe it'll make it slightly easier for you to stay up to date with the series. I don't know. Maybe it won't make much of a difference, but it's something I'm gonna try for the foreseeable future and see how it goes. But it's just less descriptions to write, thumbnails to make, less stuff cluttering up things on my end sometimes. And it means I can just play for a little bit longer for one video for a lot of these, so I think it'll be fun. But that's a lot of the weird administrative talk out of the way. I'll pretty much shut up about that kind of thing for the whole rest of this playthrough now that we're through this little tutorial, and we're gonna focus on the game. We're gonna have fun and make our character. I'm gonna make a stupid character. But I'm also gonna say this is where one of my first issues with Pikmin 4 is. I wasn't hot on this before the game even released. I am not a fan of the character creator, or just playing as a made-up character for a Pikmin game. I actually quite like the character and personalities of all the captains in the games, and so just playing as a blank slate, it just doesn't do it for me. I knew it wouldn't before the game came out, and it's fine. I don't have like anything super against it. I think these eyes look kind of dumb. What's the worst hairstyle I could use? That one looks kind of weird. It looks like I got Cheeto hair. This one just looks dumb. I'm gonna make it. I got broccoli hair. We're going with broccoli. And what's the ugliest color to go with this? See, this makes me look like a prisoner, but this one has terrible contrast, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna be Clink as usual. So there's our character. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but yeah, I like how much character like Olimar has in Pikmin 1. President Louis, the Copites, like they all have so much charm to them that you just can't get out of a blank slate protagonist. So I'm like, yeah, I just don't really care for it that much. But there it is, the awesome title drop. Maybe. Okay, I thought I did a title drop there. What? Oh well. It felt so good to finally be playing this game though. When this game came out, I think every person that was a Pikmin fan before this game's release can attest to how happy they were to be booting this game up when they did. Because it had been so long since Pikmin 3, and I'm really hoping that we don't have to wait that long for a Pikmin 5 on Switch 2 or whatever. And there's Ochi. I forgot Ochi's collar matches your spacesuit, and I kind of like that. I like the pink collar on him. It looks cute. Ochi is weird in this game. He is overpowered. He breaks so much stuff about the game, and is honestly not the best mechanic for Pikmin. I feel like well, he's a little too good. Like he's a captain. He's a Pikmin. He's a Giga Pikmin that can carry a whole squad's worth of Pikmin stuff. But look at how cute he is. Like, I think that nullifies everything, honestly. I love Ochi. I'm gonna be honest. I freaking love this guy. He's so cute. He was my profile picture for a while. Not on YouTube, just like on like my personal accounts and stuff. I still really want an amiibo of Ochi. I need a plushie of him. He is adorable. And you can command him to like pull stuff for you, which is cool. Begin rescue operations at once. Come on, Ochi, you got this, buddy. And yeah, we can zoom out here. This area is very much intended for you to use the behind the back camera, since it has all these leaves that would get in your way otherwise. But yeah, this is the first of our rescue corps friends, aside from Ochi, I guess, Colin. Which, a lot of these rescue corps members, I don't remember much about. They're honestly not very interesting in my opinion. Pikmin 4 kind of goes for this ensemble cast. Like, there's a massive list of characters in this game, and you will maybe remember 4 of them, because those are the only important ones. I think one of the things about Pikmin 4 is this is very much a quantity kind of game. Like, there's a massive amount of stuff and everything in this game. There's more areas, there's more caves, there's more treasures, there's more characters, there's more Pikmin types, there is more of everything. But because of that, I personally don't really feel like Pikmin 4 really does any of those things better than previous games. It's still a really good game. I'm gonna sound really harsh on Pikmin 4 at the start here, but the areas and environmental designs are very good in this game. The caves are very fun. I like the art design, but there's just, it has its shortcomings, essentially. It's not a flawless game, and it's nowhere near my favorite Pikmin game. But it's still a pretty solid game. Pikmin has no bad games. Right. Because there's only 4 Pikmin games. 4.5 if you include Pikmin Adventure. And 5 if you include Pikmin Bloom, I guess. But there are no others. That's right. But yeah, now that we have Colin with us, we are going to go to the first cave and get towards the SS Shepherd. We'll just, oh, you can just skip all of it. Awesome. Man, I'm skipping all this crap. Sorry, I normally just don't do the cutscene skipping thing. Like, I really like to make like the story part of the experience of playing the game, but like, this game's story is a big nothing burger. You're all trapped on here, you're finding Olimar, get moving. Let's go. Let's just get to the gameplay. That's what we're here for. So we're gonna get to the gameplay. That's my motto with this one. Cause it really takes until, I would say, day 3 before you're really playing the game. But the difference is that day 1 in this game, unlike the previous games where you were done with it in probably about 10 minutes, maybe close to 15 in Pikmin 3. In this game, it's like 40. It is long. Like, it can take probably an hour and a half to 2 hours before you're like actually really fully into this game. Which is why we're gonna try to move pretty quick to get into the full part of the game, and then we'll probably do the usual pace of just, you know, explore, find treasures, do what we can. Maybe I'll try to play pretty quick, because, you know, we're playing Pikmin, we want to be efficient here, we want to not have Dandori issues. But like, since it's only the second time I'm playing this game, I'm probably not going to be as quick and efficient and whatnot as I am in the other ones. Although, honestly, I felt pretty proud of myself finishing Pikmin 3 in 19 days, 100%, and I look at other playthroughs and I see some people doing like 15 or 14. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are so fast. The only game I can do, like, actually quickly is Pikmin 1. But that's okay, you know, it's not a competition. I'm just trying to, the only person I compete with on the day count on a Pikmin game is myself. That's the only person I'm competing with. But yeah, there we go. There's the first cave. You just meet Shepherd. Shepherd, she's the main captain of the whole squad. You'll talk to her for Ochi upgrades, and yeah, that's her only real purpose. She just teaches Ochi new skills for you, really, and blabbers and yaps about random crap. But now we can actually get to some Pikmin and the onions and whatnot. Anytime you see red circles of rocks in this game, those are bases. We'll talk about it a bit more once we're in the first major area, but sparkly. Oh, do you have Ochi yet a treasure first? I'm trying to remember. Where? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Got a little. What's this? Fork? Scupula? Something? I don't remember. Y'all have Ochi carry this. So Ochi currently has a carrying power of 3. This is something we're going to be able to upgrade very, very quickly. And it's something I actually recommend you do upgrade very early on in the game. Just because it actually allows you to get something pretty quick that is kind of nice to have. At the very least, get it to 10, preferably 20 carry weight, really. We'll go ahead and skip this. And, there it is. There is the red onion. Let's go on ahead and dig that up so we can get some red Pikmin. But yeah, I think I will kind of approach this, the way... I'm going to be a little selfish on this playthrough. I'm going to approach this the way that I would normally do a Pikmin replay in my spare time, I think. So I'm going to move pretty quick, and I'm going to try to Dandori my way through this game and figure out new routes for myself. And we'll see how that goes. I'm going to see how I do it trying to be efficient on the fly. Because in the previous games, usually I'll have like a... kind of like pre-planned strategies that I know work pretty well going into them. But this time I'm gonna see what I can figure out as I go. Which you got to see a little bit of out of me in Pikmin Squared. But really that was almost essentially blind because I'd never played the Louie quest before on that. But let's go ahead and get this guy over. So Pikmin 4 has this this weird auto lock. So you know you have your usual cursor that you have in a Pikmin game. But in this game, it'll just snap onto stuff once you get close. They really don't want to make you have to aim. And honestly, the auto lock is... even when the game came out, it was the most universally hated thing about this game, it seemed like. And I'm in full agreement with the masses on that. It's something that is fine 80 to 90% of the time. Truly, it is. But man, does it suck for some scenarios. It is horrendous sometimes. Yeah, okay. And it can be really frustrating in a few scenarios. I think that might be all of the Pikmin that we can sprout in this area. I'm not sure. Maybe we can go all the way to 20. We might be able to just wait for the pellet posies to refresh. But let's go ahead and get this Game Boy Advance SP over here. Which this is actually the exact model of GBA SP that I have. It's probably sitting in my little handhelds bin that I have. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. We need 10 Pikmin for it, and we only have 9 on us. So we can have Ochi account for another 3. Then we have a bunch more over here that can help us out, so we'll throw them on. So you'll notice I was mashing A that whole time there. In Pikmin 4, the game will actually stop the you from throwing for about a second or so, maybe a little less than that when you've reached the required number of Pikmin to carry something. This can be really helpful if the required number is all you want to use. It can be really annoying if you're someone that's a fan of max carrying stuff to make them, you know, move a little bit faster. But once you've collected the GBA SP, you will have completed the first day, and that will get us 300 Sparklium, which I gotta admit, I think the Sparklium thing is really dumb. It's the first time that the way to get to new areas, or like the collection of Pikmin, feels very gamey in a way. Magical energy emitting from these random treasures. It seems like they didn't really have a good reason to use treasures. They just wanted to use treasures, so they just made up Sparklium, which I know is in that which shall not be named. But yeah, great guys, we don't care. But because you know, Pikmin 1 you have 30 days and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Then Pikmin 2, the treasures, I could see that making sense. You know, the treasures are foreign objects on Hocketate, and they try to assign them a value in their currency with the Pokos. And then in 3 you get fruits, which gives you more days to survive. Like, all those make sense. The sparkly enemy, extremely stupid. Don't get it at all. Very minor nitpick. It really isn't that big of a deal, but I like it when games kind of pay attention to fine details like that and care about them. And it just feels like a dumb reason. There we go. Now we have 20 red Pikmin. So here's the thing about Pikmin 4. We can only hold 20 Pikmin at the start. So in previous games, you could just have 100 Pikmin straight from the get-go. But in this game, you have to upgrade your Pikmin amount. I'm not a fan of it personally. It's not that big of a deal. The game is... like, the game doesn't really give you anything that you need 100 Pikmin for. Like, all the way until you roll credits, really. But it's just very strange, honestly. But yeah, we are ready to go off to the first area, which is none other than the Sun-Speckled Terrace. So I've had some complaints about the game to air out already. Not really much once we start playing, other than I really wish that some of the characters like Colin would have less pop-ups as we're playing. But honestly, the environment's very fun to explore in this game. I'm very excited to just jump into Sun-Speckled Terrace, especially because every previous attempt I've had at recording this, it's taken me 40 minutes just to get to this point. Skipping all the dialogues and cutscenes has saved me over 15 minutes at this point. So it's quite nice to be able to actually be playing the game on part 1, which is great. Because it means starting from part 2, we're going to have a lot of fun until I hit a night mission, and I'm not going to be having much fun. But we'll talk about night missions at a later date. You probably know about them, especially if you've played the game. But they were advertised a little bit in some of the trailers before the game came out. Yeah, let's get moving here, I guess. So, the reason it's nice to go on ahead and get 20 Pikmin at the start is it means you gotta spend less time getting a couple extras from these pellet posies. Pikmin 4 is honestly the easiest Pikmin game. You will not struggle at all. I don't want Ochi to work on this, actually. Guys, come here. Okay. No, Ochi, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna send 2 on that, just to have them working on it. But yeah, I'm not worried about that Bulborb at all. He won't do anything, probably. So, you'll notice the day meter up in the top left, much like every other Pikmin game. We have 13 minutes per day. We will do what we can. Alright, I don't have charging yet. Crap. I don't remember when you get charging. But that pile over there is raw materials. They are a currency within this game that is used to upgrade various items and build bridges and a whole bunch of other stuff. They're actually used a ton, honestly. And I'm actually going to ignore that cave for the time being. In fact, what I'm going to do instead is kill this blowhog, because this is the second base. You can get to this very, very quickly. My plan is basically we are going to knock out a few things here in the overworld, and then we'll go into the cave. Alright, let's throw these guys on. Yeah, you'll notice enemies in this game have very, very little health. Honestly, combat is rarely ever a challenge within Pikmin 4. Moving the base will automatically move these Pikmin over to us. Ochi should also start wandering over here with whatever he's carrying, which, unfortunately for him, I might have not been the kindest to him on that. And unfortunately, right now... Oh, we can command Ochi. But really, he can only smell things right now. But over here, we do have some nectar, which is kind of nice. Will be a good thing to get. We still got those 2 Pikmin working on the raw materials, which is great. But let's go ahead and get a little bit of nectar. Nectar in this game works about the same way it did in Pikmin 3, where 10 Pikmin can use 1 thing of nectar, and no more, no less. Well, you know, you can use less if you want to, I guess, but, go ahead and kill these Bulborbs. Yeah, like, Dwarf Bulborbs pose no challenge in this game because you don't have to aim at them at all. Like, I know Pikmin 3 has its lock-on, but, like, I've never really I've always enjoyed the lock-on in Pikmin 3, if I'm being honest. I always thought it worked really nicely. Alright, we're gonna let him throw this guy off, and then we'll just throw 3 onto this while he blows. Yeah, see, look at that. Even four Pikmin can take out a Puffy Blowhog. That little... Or not a Puffy Blowhog, Fiery Blowhog. I did that in Pikmin Squared too. I don't know why. Let's see if we can get a few punches on him. I think you still hit like a wet noodle in this game, much like you do in Pikmin 3. Yeah, I want to carry this raw material back. That's the main thing I'm focusing on right now, is just the raw materials. Getting a lot of them back. And then once Ochi gets us a few extra Pikmin, we'll grab him, and then I think it'll be time to go into the cave. I'm not too worried about it. I don't want to spend too much of the day just doing whatever. So there's Ochi. We got a lot of raw materials, so you don't really have to worry about Pikmin when you're entering caves, because they just come in with you. It's great, actually. Any that are around, they'll go back to the onion. We can choose whatever squad we want when we enter. No troubles, really. In fact, it's too convenient, really. It makes it to where you can't really mess up. The game at every step of the way will tell you what Pikmin it recommends, and the recommended will always be able to solve every problem that is thrown at you within a cave, so you will never be stuck without the Pikmin type you need, unless you lose them all in that cave. That is always a possibility. We got some sheer grubs. So something to point out, much like in Pikmin 2, sheer grubs, or no, sorry, not sheer grubs, enemies will give you extra currency within caves, so you won't get any extra Pikmin. Once you're in a cave, there's no way to get extra Pikmin unless it's given to you, which Pikmin 4 gives you plenty of, really. We are already going to be seeing our first Icy Blowhog right here. And these will reward us with ice Pikmin, so go on ahead and whistle your guys back so they don't get hit by the ice. And this will get us ice Pikmin. Yay! This is the first new Pikmin type within Pikmin 4. There's 2 new ones, and ice Pikmin are very, very, very strong. Pause if you want to read that. So yeah, they're great. I love them. They're cute. They're very helpful. You can use them to freeze bodies of water. They can freeze enemies. They're just very, very strong. Like really, really strong. Oh, male sheer grubs. Go ahead and take them out. Male sheer grubs are pretty much the same as they are in other Pikmin games. They grab hold of your Pikmin, it's pretty much dead. I'll go ahead and throw one onto this. There's a few more ice Pikmin in here. I think they're right here. Yeah. You can hear them, like, banging on the thing. So let's go ahead and send all of our ice Pikmin onto this Hydro Jelly here. These will freeze, and then they can destroy them, and it'll break the jelly, and we can move on and be happy. And this here is a Floralic, so obtaining one of these will, and bringing it back to your pod or base or whatever, that will net you a Pikmin count upgrade. It'll go up by 10, which is awesome. They're very, very helpful. And yeah, let's go ahead and burst this for the extra raw materials. Believe it or not, raw materials are actually something that, while abundant, you will pretty much always be in short supply of, because there's always upgrades that you're going to be needing with the raw materials. I swear I saw a Pikmin over here. But yeah, not really much reason to carry back enemy corpses in caves if you don't get any Pikmin out of it, so I'm not really going to bring many back. So you'll notice I'm moving pretty quick through this cave, by the way. And that is because time still passes in caves in this game, unlike Pikmin 2. It only passes at a sixth of the rate, so every 6 minutes you spend in here, 1 minute will pass up on the surface. But it is still passing, and you might want to be pretty efficient while you're in a cave. Also, we just picked up Russ. He's the scientist that we'll be buying most of our upgrades from. And I should probably carry back this treasure, which means this is a good chance for me to flower up a few more Pikmin. I really, really wish I could swarm. It would be so helpful. But the other thing is, if you press minus or plus Okay, this is the first time I'm opening up the tablet, I guess. Yeah, this little tablet in this game, it has these little apps, and they're essentially different menus, but you can view your map from here, and this will tell you your progress on sub-levels and overall within caves. So if you can do some basic math, you finish one sub-level, you can figure out exactly how many are in any cave in the game, really. So we're done with this whole cave. It's only the one floor, and we finished this whole sub-level. So that means we're good to return to the surface and keep on exploring, which is great. Pretty fun. And when we return, we'll get whatever rescues we got, any treasures, and just the Pikmin lost or whatever. So it's pretty nice. It's a lot of nice information. There's a lot of castaway rescues within the game. I think there's 40 something, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure. Also, I will probably skip most loading screens. A lot of these can be about 10 to 15 seconds. So I'm probably just gonna cut those out of the video for the most part. But yeah, that's our first actual cave, and I've got to say, a lot of the caves in this game, while Pikmin 2's kind of annoying with caves, with how difficult they are, it's kind of fun how difficult they are. And Pikmin 4 really shows, like, it's interesting, because Pikmin 4 improves the level design of the caves because they're not randomly generated, but at the same time, there's something fun about Pikmin 2's that Pikmin 4 doesn't replicate. And let's go ahead and get a little bit more nectar. Flower absolutely everything, because that's always the move in a Pikmin game. And I'm over here trying to use the shoulder buttons for my Pikmin, and it's not working out. Let's go ahead and carry everything back here. There's another treasure over here that I want to grab. And I'm not going to stick Ochi on this, because we need to break some other stuff with pots, so we're just going to stick a few reds onto this, and we're going to open up a shortcut back to the base from this side. That way we can keep moving. My goal is to reach the yellow onion by the end of this in-game day. I don't know if I will finish this day in this part. We're already getting pretty close to 40 minutes, and I'm gonna try not to go over 50 usually, probably. Let's go ahead and carry back all these raw materials. And see, sometimes the auto lock just doesn't want to get off of some stuff, and it can be kind of annoying. That's just female shear grubs. I'm not gonna worry about those. And which way do you go to get to this again? Oh, I need to pull down the clipboard. Okay, so we'll let some of this stuff get back, and then we'll work on that. There's also a pile of raw materials over here that I haven't started work on, so I might as well do that. We have a lot of Pikmin already back at base, though, so yeah, we'll do this. Let's grab these guys, get them off the plum, and we'll get this area opened up, because I also want to kill that Bulborb. It's a bad idea to fight it with only 2 ice Pikmin and not having charge, but that's why we're going to... Where's Ochi? He better be behind me. Yeah, he is. Okay, good boy, Ochi. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about these shear grubs since they're all females, so we can just ignore them. And open up our little shortcut. So what I'll do is... I'm going to stick a few Pikmin onto this wall here. We'll do 8, and we'll go grab the rest of them with this stuff here. I'm gonna just stick everything onto this. It'll make it move a little bit faster. In fact, I think we're at the max limit already on this. So I'll break all of this stuff down, and we can maybe, just maybe, we'll end up getting to something very nice today. But there's that potted plant gone. Reduced to atoms. And, okay, so there wasn't enough to grab all these raw materials, but that's fine. Oh yeah, the other 8 are all working on that wall. So we have enough to kill the Bulborb now, which is exactly what I wanted, because he needs to die. He doesn't deserve to live. And then we'll probably work on a few things. Are you guys seriously going to tell me how to fight a Bulborb? I don't need to know how to fight a Bulborb. Yeah, I really wish that the game would just be willing to let you fail. Like, they just don't want to let it happen at all. Like, let me walk up to a Bulborb and have it eat half my Pikmin. Like, it's learning from failure, you know? But we'll go on ahead and carry this stopwatch back. And I'm gonna stick a few Pikmin onto this cave here to dig that up. And actually, no, can I have Ochi do this? Okay, cool. Alright, so that'll finish that up. And we got a little shortcut back to base now, which is awesome. So we'll go on ahead and grab everything here. And this is probably a good time to finish bringing back the plum. Yeah, because we're still carrying this back, and we'll use it as a chance to kill the Bulborb after that, and move along. And honestly, while they're doing that, I'm gonna get a few extra Pikmin. I'm not ever gonna spend a ton of time growing Pikmin in this game, really. But if I get the chance to, I probably will. Just because it's a smart thing to do overall, really. And enemy corpses don't despawn, I believe, because enemies never respawn in Pikmin 4. Once they are dead forever. At least on the surface. So, little important thing to point out. Yeah, let's get this back so that we're pretty good on the surface, because we're actually going to be going into that cave pretty soon, since that's where we're going to be acquiring the yellow Pikmin. Because they're going to be needed to do a few things, and if I want to get to the yellow onion on day 2 here, then we're going to need to finish it pretty quick. Also, ice Pikmin, since we don't have an onion for them as of right now, they will carry back red Pikmin for the time being, or whatever your lowest number is that you have out currently. Not overall. But now that we have these treasures back, I think we're pretty good on the surface for now, and we can head into this cave. But I think I'm actually going to end off this first part here. And I will see you guys next time, where we'll take on the Crackling Cauldron and just continue making our way through the Sun-Speckled Terrace. Hope you enjoyed this first part. I know I got a little rambly, and maybe I came off a little harsh in some areas. I hope I don't come off too hard. But I'm really looking forward to playing more. We're off to a pretty good start, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.